Good morning, homeschool moms and dads. So if you saw my last video, you know that I made a mistake. I went on the Memoria Press website and was just going to buy one or two little things, clicked check out. It populated with my cart from the last time I was playing around online, and I got a bunch of stuff I didn't mean to get. So that box back there is all the stuff that's going back to Memoria Press. And I want to show you some of the stuff that I decided to go ahead and keep. All right, so one of the things that I'm kind of on the fence about are some of the little literature things that I had thrown in the cart and gone back and forth, and then I accidentally bought. So if you're familiar with our channel, you know that my daughter is dyslexic, just like the rest of my family. So reading is a little bit delayed. Everything else is super far ahead. So we're weirdos. So I was looking at, okay, if I want her to start doing some literature guides on things that she's actually the one reading, how do I want to introduce that? So we really love the Beatrix Potter series. She read them all the time when she was little. She had, Beatrix Potter tea sets that she has broken horribly. I mean, they were antique and beautiful, and I let a toddler play with them. So, my fault, mea culpa. However, when they sent them to us, I did not realize they were mini books, and they were going to be this tiny, which is cute and great for little hands, I guess. But then you get into them, and although there's not a lot of words on the page, the typeface is kind of small. And if you're familiar with dyslexics, typeface matters. So, sorry, it keeps wanting to blow out the page. Just trying to show you the typeface. So it's kind of small, and the words are all close together. And the problem with that for dyslexics that are struggling with the beginning stages of reading is that it allows the letters to jump around more in your brain. And it says, obviously the actual letters are not jumping around, but as a dyslexic, I can tell you that sometimes when I'm reading and I get tired or frustrated, my brain sees the next word or the next word 3 words down, and I start taking like the beginning sound from that word and the end sound from the word I'm actually trying to read, or I swap them or stuff like that. So we're constantly going, okay, what was the first letter? Okay, so the S doesn't make a D sound. You're looking at, your eyes have jumped ahead 2 or 3 words, and you're borrowing that. So little things like that. So I'm a little disappointed that the books are so small. If it was literally the exact same page, just full size, I think it would be wonderful. Okay, that also said, she can read at a much higher level than this. But if we're introducing her to the literature study concept, which I think she's only just now beginning to be a competent enough reader to be able to do, then maybe this would work. I don't know. And I haven't totally torn through the literature guides. These are hilariously thin. I mean, super thin. That's two things. It's very, very small. So the teacher's guide gives you a lot of stuff, but then it gives you the answers to what's in the student guide, and it fills it out. And okay, so it looks like there's a language lesson where they're talking about what's an author, what's an illustrator, what's the setting, character, plot, and they go through all that. What's the life lesson you're supposed to be getting from this? And then there's an activity. And, it's working on like, okay, what's the noun in this sentence? What's the verb in this sentence? So I really like a lot of this, and I think it's great. I think it is probably a 1 week or less curriculum because of her reading level being higher than this. And I think Memoria Press intended this to be like part of their kindergarten or first grade curriculum. So I'm not shocked that it's below her level. But I also didn't intend to buy it, so, but I'm not sending it back. We might do it just, okay, I don't know. We might do it just as the teacher guide and do it orally. Part of what I wanted to do was have her write things out. I might, because it's stapled, I might unbind it, photocopy it, save the student workbook, and like put it back together and save it for my son, who is only 2, so I'll be saving it quite a while. But I might save it for him, but still have her get to do the writing part of it, because I do think the writing part of it would be good for her, and she needs to start doing more writing in her day-to-day. Okay, so then some other things I got that I, again, didn't intend to get, but I'm keeping. I also got the teacher's guide to the Hobbit, which I think we will read this year as a read aloud. I think it might be one of her like bedtime stories, and then we'll work on the vocabulary and comprehension questions and work on all of that verbally. This is far more intellectually at her level, which is a really hard thing for high IQ dyslexics. I remember this. I hated reading because I had to read this. Well, I mean, like, I was in public school with secular parents, so like I had to read this or a boringer version of this because that was my reading level and my mind was at this. So we're trying to solve that. Solve your problems vicariously through your children. No, don't do that. Solve your children's problems as they come up. Oh, that's cool. It's got like maps, fantasy maps. Yay. Oh, I might have her get on, okay, nerd alert. There's really cool map making sites that are like intended for like tabletop game players like D&D. And I might have her make some of these maps. And then she'll have really cool maps. Oh, I could do that. Oh, she would love that because she loves the maps that I make on there because they're really high quality and artsy. Okay, so I'm very excited about this. I think we'll have a ton of fun. Now, we intentionally bought Beowulf, which she's not going to physically be the one reading it. It is not at her reading level, but my husband will read it to her, and then we will do the teacher guide together. So she'll love that. And then on the did not intend to get it because I was planning to wait another 2 years before I bought it, Julius Caesar. So if I was going to buy this, I would have bought it last year or 2 years from now because we do the classical conversation cycles. So this is inappropriate for going into the Middle Ages, unless we try to do it as a like, oh, it's a Shakespeare study, but it's not what we're going to do because it's one of those Shakespeare history plays and the history doesn't line up. So I'll probably just hold on to this and put it with my Cycle 1 stuff for 2 years from now. So I'm perfectly okay owning this. It's just we won't use it. All right, so those were the literature elements to my mistake in buying stuff that I didn't need and kind of wanted. So there we go. All right, thank you so much and happy homeschool day. Bye.